From Apple Valley News Now, First Alert Weather with Chief Meteorologist Josh Colbreth.
Good Tuesday morning. Right now you're taking a live look at Yakima. This view coming courtesy of Bi-Mart. You can start to see some of those low-lying clouds starting to creep in upon the valley. So maybe that's an indication that that lower elevation gloom is going to be more of a factor for today as opposed to yesterday. In terms of visibility, it looks like we have some reductions in the foothills. Elsewhere, up in the mountains, looks like we have some subtle reductions as well. So this is something we're going to continue to keep tabs on throughout the rest of this morning. Right now, temperatures are cold out there. I had to break out the ice scraper this morning in Kennewick. I have a feeling that a lot of you are probably going to have to do the same thing, as every single one of these temperature plots, at least within the confines of our viewing area, below freezing. So a lot of us are going to have to break out that ice scraper. Here's the bottom line for the forecast. Maybe the gloomy pattern returning in a much larger scale, in a much grander fashion for today for lower elevations. A very small chance for some mountain snow on Thursday and Friday. Then we're tracking a cold snap into this weekend. I'll tell you just how cold we could be for this weekend. That's going to be coming up on Good Morning Northwest, which starts right now.
Straight ahead on Good Morning Northwest, the city of Sunnyside is reinstating its street crimes unit. We hear from the police chief on how the unit is working to make streets safer for residents. Plus, a father and his two sons help police officers arrest a man who turned out to be a convicted felon. We have the story. Also ahead, the Department of Justice released Special Counsel Jack Smith's report on Donald Trump. We have the details coming up on Good Morning Northwest, which starts right now.
This is Apple Valley News Now. Good Morning Northwest, on your side.
Good morning, everyone, and thank you for joining us for Good Morning Northwest. I'm Jessica Jalal. It is Tuesday, January 14th. We're going to start your top stories off with the follow-up on the recent crime in Sunnyside. The Sunnyside Police Department, or Chief of the Police Department, Robert Lehman, announces he's reinstating the Street Crimes Unit. This comes the morning after officers were able to arrest a suspect and accomplice suspected of gunning down an 18-year-old woman. Our Monique Ledesma spoke with Chief Lehman about how the unit is working to make the streets of Sunnyside safer.
The Street Crime Unit is a proactive unit that doesn't necessarily respond to emergency calls. Its primary purpose is to work the streets and look for crime. Sunnyside Police Chief Robert Lehman says investigators with the Street Crime Units aren't looking for random acts of crime. There's a method to what they are doing.
A lot of it depends on crime trends and what's been happening over the previous week or 2 weeks.
3 years ago, Sunnyside's Street Crimes Unit was taken off the streets. It was a tough decision that the previous administration was faced with.
The previous chief disbanded the unit to make sure that he had enough patrol units to cover the road. We've recently become fully staffed, and with notices and everything else, the plan was to reinstitute the unit on the 25th of this month. However, with the homicide, we sped that up 2 weeks and just got it started.
Law enforcement who make up this unit aren't new to the force or even to law enforcement. Chief Lehman says members of the unit need to have walked the streets before they can be considered.
3 years of experience as a police officer to apply. You can't apply directly to the unit. It's just it'd be like being a detective. You have to have patrol experience first.
Just in its first week, Chief Lehman says the Street Crimes Unit took in 2 guns, conducted multiple stops, and made at least 3 felony arrests, just to name a few things. Chief Lehman tells me he hopes to keep the unit up and running for a long time, as long as staffing keeps up as well. Back to you.
Thank you, Monique. And in crime news this morning, the Benton County Sheriff's Office is looking for suspects involved in stealing items from cars. This comes after numerous reports have been filed in the Findlay area. Deputies are reminding everyone to make sure you keep your car locked and also to not keep anything valuable inside. Officials also say it's a good idea to keep your driveway well lit at nighttime. And more crime news out of Richland. A father and his 2 sons helped stop a man who pulled out a gun and threatened customers at a bar in the Uptown area. Police say this happened early Sunday morning. When officers got there, they found the man was carrying a fanny pack which contained drugs such as fentanyl and cash. Now, they also found the man is a convicted felon. They arrested him and he's currently in jail facing multiple charges. In developing news, the Columbia County Sheriff's Office needs your help in locating a missing man. Henry Wayne Mitchell has been missing since November. He was headed into the mountains near Patrick's Grade and Cannon Campground just outside of Dayton. Mitchell's niece says it wasn't like him to not let his family know where he was going.
My mother-in-law her and her brother were very close, like super close. It was so bad. My mother-in-law got sick after Wayne went missing, and she let herself go. We almost lost her around Christmas time. She was pneumonia and septic because she just so worried about her brother, she didn't even take care of herself.
In the search for Mitchell, CCSO teamed up with the Walla Walla County Sheriff's Office, also College Place Police, and Washington State Fish and Wildlife, among other departments. If you know anything about this, call police. Coming up next on Good Morning Northwest, a new fire erupts in California, this one in Ventura County. We have the latest developments after the break. But first, Chief Meteorologist Josh Colbreth will have your weather forecast. Good Morning Northwest. We'll be right back.
For 600 different cigars and 125 pipe tobaccos. For every cigar rated 96 and higher by Cigar Aficionado. For 200 accessories including dozens of humidors and fine pipes. It's the educated cigar.
Kittitas Valley Healthcare is your trusted home for health, offering expert orthopedic care for your family. With over 55 years of combined experience, our team uses state-of-the-art equipment to improve surgical outcomes and provide compassionate, patient-centered care. We're committed to making your experience comfortable and efficient so you can stay active and healthy. Learn more and schedule a consultation through our website at kvhealthcare.org. Your home for health.
For the greatest selection at the lowest prices, come to Cost Less Carpet.
As a general contractor, I bring my clients to Cost Less Carpet so they can see every option.
Everything I need is always in stock.
If it's trendy or new, I'm sure you'll find it here.
And their team of designers are so fun to work with.
It really is worth the experience.
I can find everything for my home or my client's home, no problem.
Shopping here is an awesome experience.
Cost Less Carpet, where inspiration and ideas happen.
Hi, I'm renovation expert Scott McGilvery. I know bath remodeling and I've seen all the gimmicks. Buy now, half off, free installation. This is why I work with Bathfitter. With 40 years of experience and 2 million installs, I trust their integrity. Bathfitter gives you a fair price and sticks to it with a lifetime warranty. You don't need gimmicks, just a partner you can trust. Bathfitter, it just fits. Go to bathfitter.com to book your free consultation.
Hey, babe, what's a 5-letter word that starts with PH and ends with NE? Clue is get 4 of these for free with 4 lines for $90 a month at US Cellular.
James, have you tried the 4 free phone flakes? I love these free phone flakes.
Ah! Hey, Dad, 4 free phones.
Each serving has 4 free phones.
4 free phones?
Thanks.
Oh.
They're right behind me, aren't they?
Choose 4 free phones and 4 lines for $90 a month, no trade-in needed. US Cellular.
Will Trent is back for its most dramatic season yet.
He took his daughter.
If we screw up this case, a cop killer walks free.
Your daughter is coming home alive.
Help me.
New Will Trent, tonight on ABC.
The Kraken face the Pittsburgh Penguins today at 4. Apple Valley News Now. From Apple Valley News Now, First Alert Weather with Chief Meteorologist Josh Colbreth.
Welcome back to Good Morning Northwest. Let's go ahead and take you on a temperature tour for this morning, starting off in Kittitas County, where the only spot that's actually above freezing for this morning would be Snoqualmie Pass. The rest of Kittitas County below freezing, so that's including places like Ellensburg, Cle Elum, Vantage. That's where you would need the ice scraper. And then up and down the Yakima Valley, temperatures here in the mid to upper 20s, so also probably a bit of a frosty or frozen start there. It's really the same thing in the lower Columbia Basin. 25 degrees in the Tri-Cities, 26 for Prosser, 23 up towards the Hanford site. And then for the foothills of the Blue Mountains, right at freezing for Heppner. We get colder the further up you go in the Blue Foothills, and then the further up in elevation you go. We're tracking some teens this morning in Ukiah and also for Meacham. Here's your day planner for today for lower elevations. I'm saying that the best chances of fog and low-lying clouds for today are going to be in the foothills, but don't be surprised if we also have some lower elevation gloom developing for the valleys and basin as well. But other than that, temperatures into the 20s and 30s, so cloudy, sunny. It's going to be a cold day as we'll have highs that'll be technically a couple degrees below average for this time of the year. So for today, highs up into the 30s and 40s. Again, could have some clouds and fog for the foothills and mountains. Maybe could have that as well for the basin and valleys, although this, it's always a very finicky forecast around this time of the year. Then we're tracking some very cold temperatures for this weekend. I'll tell you just how cold coming up in a few minutes.
Thank you, Josh. We turn now to the fires burning in California. Firefighters are battling a new brush fire in Ventura County. It erupted in Oxnard last night. The Ventura County Fire Department says it's currently at 5 acres and is spreading moderately. About 75 firefighters are on the scene and evacuation orders have been issued for the area. The fire comes as the Storm Prediction Center issued an extremely critical fire area for more than 2 million people. Winds are expected to peak during the day today, and so far at least 24 people have died in these fires. Our local fire crews were sent last week, and international crews are also aiding as Canada, Mexico, and South Africa have all sent teams, and now Ukraine is sending firefighters. Up next on Good Morning Northwest, the Department of Justice releases Special Counsel Jack Smith's report on Donald Trump, what it entails, and what's up next. That's coming up in your national news.
I met a cute poodle outside. She said everyone's talking about you and how you work for free.
When you're injured and have the heavy hitter on your team, we win or it's free. Hello? That cute poodle you were talking to wants to have a play date.
Let's go.
Call 853-2222.
Step into the Prosser House, where great food meets comfortable atmosphere. We invite you to relax in our cozy space. From classic dishes to chef-inspired creations, and now we're raising the bar, literally. With our newly renovated bar, we're serving up crafted cocktails, your favorite local brews, and award-winning wines. Plus, we're proud to announce that the Prosser House is your restaurant showdown champion. Special night out or just a break from cooking, experience the award-winning difference at the Prosser House.
This winter, escape to the mountains of Leavenworth with Beaver Valley Lodge, where fresh snow blankets the world and adventure is just outside your door. From skiing Plain Valley ski trails to peaceful snowshoe trails, the choices are endless. After a day in the snow, return to Beaver Valley Lodge to warm up by the fire, sip hot cocoa, and let your worries melt away. Book your winter getaway today at Beaver Valley Lodge, where you come as a guest and leave as a friend.
It's not what you park in your driveway that makes it home. At McCurley, we understand that. And that's why we go beyond the transaction to provide a complete ownership experience. Because it's the people, the experiences, and the memories awaiting you that make it home. And your vehicle is how you get there.
Drive home in a new Mercedes-Benz GLC 300 for only $519 a month.
U.S. Cellular has the incredible new iPhone 16 Pro.
The first iPhone built for Apple Intelligence.
Spread the word.
Apple Intelligence is personal, private, and oh so powerful, you dig?
And the all-new camera control will blow you away!
U.S. Cellular has the amazing new iPhone. Also, Doug ate all the office cake.
Show me the tape.
See the tape tonight at 10!
Right now at U.S. Cellular, get the new iPhone 16 Pro on us. No trade-in needed. U.S. Cellular, built for us.
I met a cute poodle outside. She said everyone's talking about you and how you work for free.
When you're injured and have the heavy hitter on your team, we win or it's free. Hello? That cute poodle you were talking to wants to have a play date.
Let's go.
Call 853-2222.
Smoke City for Less. We are open 7 days a week with now 5 locations.
From Apple Valley News Now, First Alert Weather with Chief Meteorologist Josh Colbreth.
Welcome back to Good Morning Northwest. Right now you're taking a live look at Richland. This view coming courtesy of the Legends Casino and Hotel. So far not really seeing any widespread fog for lower elevations. It's definitely something we're going to continue to track throughout the rest of this morning. And I'm thinking that the most favorable area for today for clouds and fog, it's going to be the Blue Foothills and up in the mountains, but keep in mind that we could also see the same thing developing for lower elevations. So I'll have more to say about that in just a second. But first, temperatures this morning across the board in our viewing area below freezing. So pretty much all of us are going to have to break out the ice scraper. We all need to bundle up as you're headed out the front door. And a little bit later today, highs getting up into the 30s and 40s. So technically a couple degrees below average for this time of the year, at least for lower elevations. And just based on yesterday's forecast, the most preferable area for low-lying clouds and fog for today going to be in the foothills and also in the mountains. But again, do not be shocked if we start to see some of that spilling over into the basin and into the valleys at some point for today. Could even be very early this morning. And then for tonight, overnight lows falling down into the 20s. Could have some more patchy fog for lower elevations. Also, there's going to be a little chance of freezing rain once again up in the Cascades from about 4 p.m. to 10 p.m., but that's probably less than a 10% chance. Okay, we'll have little chances for mountain snowfall in Thursday and Friday, but overall this is going to be a pretty dry forecast for the next 7 days. High temperatures going up into Thursday and Friday, but look at this. We're going to be stuck in the mid-30s in the Tri-Cities for Sunday and Monday, and these low temperatures into Sunday and Monday morning, very cold, down to around 10 degrees up in the mountains, between 15 to 20 degrees for the valleys and 15 to 25 degrees for the basin and foothills. Those numbers definitely going to get tweaked throughout the rest of this week. Here's a 7-day forecast for the Tri-Cities. A bit warmer Thursday and Friday with highs returning to the 40s, but we'll be back down into the 30s by Saturday. In Yakima, low 40s for the end of the work week, but 30s again by Saturday, struggling to make it to freezing for Sunday and Monday. In Ellensburg, slightly milder for Thursday and Friday, then it'll be a chore to make it out of the 20s on Sunday and Monday. In Hermiston, a bit warmer to end the work week with low to mid 40s, but highs will be back down in the 30s by the weekend. And then in Walla Walla, another foggy and cloudy day for Thursday, maybe some more sun this weekend, and tracking the cold snap into the beginning of next week.
International headlines this morning. U.S. Attorney General Merrick Garland has given Congress Special Counsel Jack Smith's report on Donald Trump. The 130-page report contains mostly already known details of Trump's efforts to overturn the 2020 election. The report includes details on pressuring state officials, pressuring then Vice President Mike Pence, and the plan to use fraudulent electors. Smith refers to these as, quote, a series of criminal efforts to retain power. One part of the report outlines how Trump's supporters attacked the Capitol on January 6th, and the report also indicates Smith's office continued investigating co-conspirators after charging Trump. They were never indicted, and the report notes one subject may have committed unrelated crimes, which were referred to the U.S. Attorney's Office. Garland does not plan to release the portion that discusses the classified document investigation. He wants to show it to a small group of lawmakers, but according to a judge's order, he's currently not allowed to. A hearing on that matter is scheduled for later this week. Meanwhile, Trump slammed the report on Truth Social, calling its findings, quote, fake, and referring to Smith as a, quote, lame-brain prosecutor. Now, the final report on Hunter Biden has been released. The Justice Department sent it to Congress and released it to the public. Special counsel David Weiss had investigated Hunter Biden since 2018. The investigation led to charges of unlawful gun purchase and possession while abusing illicit drugs. The charges became the first in history delivered by a prosecutor against the son of a sitting president. Weiss also brought a federal tax indictment case against Hunter Biden. In his report, Weiss took issue with President Joe Biden's accusations that the investigation was tainted by politics. Weiss described the prosecutions as thorough and impartial. Hunter Biden was convicted of the gun charges and pleaded guilty in the separate tax case. He was never sentenced due to a pardon from his father after the November election. And more on President Joe Biden. It's his final week of office, and one of the last things he's done is put new restrictions on the export of U.S.-developed computer chips that power AI systems. It was announced that this is an effort to keep advanced technology out of the hands of our adversaries. It creates 3 tiers for exports of advanced AI chips and technology. There are no new restrictions for partner countries and allies like Australia, Japan, South Korea, and Taiwan. A second tier of countries, including China and Russia, will be newly subject to restrictions on the sale of the most powerful closed AI models. The third group, which comprises most of the world, will soon have new caps on the amount of computing power that can be bought. Analysts have said this change is intended to prevent China from getting AI chips through third countries, particularly in the Middle East. And the rule now enters a 120-day comment period, but will take effect before that period is over. And coming up next on Good Morning Northwest, Jessica Simpson announces she's separating from her husband. We have the details and more of your entertainment news coming up in just a few minutes.
Wait, this gorgeous piece of love seat is on sale too.
Yeah, at Furniture Row, every sofa, sectional, and recliner's on sale. Epic sell-off! Woo!
Also, this table with the beautiful finish
on sale, along with every dining group, chair, bar stool.
Epic sell-off! Woohoo!
Let me guess, this bed, dresser, mattress, even the pillow, all on sale.
Now you got it. Or score 60 months, no interest. Epic sell-off! Woo! The Epic sell-off on now at Furniture Row.
At the Pacific Clinic, we understand the juggle of parenthood. That's why the PC is your one-stop shop for all your health, sports, and medical needs. Schedule your appointments around your favorite group fitness classes and use our on-site childcare services.
From women's health to care for your little ones, we practice a comprehensive approach to keep your family feeling great.
With our quick and convenient scheduling, we'll get you in within the same week, often the next day. Call us today at 509-783-5465.
It's not easy being Mariano Morales' horse. He needs to ride to clients all the time. He does take care of them. He gets the insurance company to pay for medical bills, car repairs, even money for pain and suffering. Looks like it's going to be another busy day. Better get warmed up. After all, I am his best friend.
Hurt in a car wreck? Give me a call.
Big or small, we work them all.
I'm attorney Mariano Morales, the heavy hitter.
The heavy hitter is the one for you. Call 853-2222.
Friends have been telling friends about Colonial Penn Guaranteed Acceptance Whole Life Insurance for more than 50 years, and with good reason. If you're between the age of 50 and 85, it's a sure thing. Your acceptance is guaranteed because full benefits are not paid in the first 2 years. And the price? Options start at $9.95 a month, less than 35 cents a day. With Colonial Penn, your rate is another sure thing. It will never increase. And you should know this coverage can last a lifetime.
Call today, 1-800-270-5533.
My name's Will Lindsay. I do the dock. I put stuff out in the store too. And I've been here for about 7 years and a half now. And I went over to Pasco, the tall guy, Robert. I got introduced to him and then he gave me the job. I like taking donations and I like talking to people. I like the people come here and yeah, this is a good place to work.
Goodwill. Donate, shop, impact locally.
Hello there. Watch Live with Kelly and Mark.
Weekday mornings at 9 on Apple Valley News Now.
Welcome back to Good Morning Northwest. In entertainment news, superstar singer Bad Bunny has announced his first residency and it's his native country, Puerto Rico.
The 21-date event kicks off on July 11th with the first 9 shows reserved exclusively for residents of the island. The concerts will be held at the iconic Coliseo de Puerto Rico.
Nicely done, Josh. Well, the Grammy-winning artist says he'll reveal dates for shows in other countries later this year, and the final show of the residency is set for August 24th.
In-person tickets for the residents-only shows go on sale Wednesday in Puerto Rico. For the other shows, fans can pre-register to get a pre-sale code and buy tickets starting Friday.
That is good. A Bad Bunny, baby.
Yes.
That was my cheesy joke of the day. Well, what else is going on in entertainment news is Jessica Simpson is separating from husband Eric Johnson. Simpson made the announcement yesterday and noted the couple had been living separately for some time.
I can't remember the last time I thought about Jessica Simpson, but
long time ago, yeah.
Yeah, but the singer and retired NFL player married in 2014. They shared 3 children together, a 12, 11, and a 5-year-old.
Simpson was previously married to singer Nick Lachey, and their marriage was documented in the popular MTV reality series Newlyweds, Nick and Jessica, and I watched that when I was very young. I liked that one.
Well, they split in 2005, and Lachey married actress Vanessa Lachey in 2011. Lachey, I'm so sorry.
Also, the nomination voting period for the 97th Oscars has been delayed again.
It comes as wildfires have been burning in Los Angeles, California for nearly a week now.
The voting period was set to end on Tuesday, but it will now run through Friday. Nominations will be announced on January 23rd.
The 97th Academy Awards will be held on Sunday, March 2nd at the Dolby Theater as scheduled. And another major awards show, the Grammys, also announced it would proceed as planned on February 2nd.
Recording Academy officials said Monday that the show is being revised to put a focus on wildfire first responders and giving to the relief effort. And coming up next on Good Morning Northwest at 5:30, law enforcement in Yakima County say their emergency system isn't just outdated, it's also a threat to public safety. However, they are one step closer to replacing it.
Emily Goodell has that story in the next half hour, and I'll have the results on the 3-degree guarantee. But first, here are your Tech Bites.
In today's Tech Bites, get rid of your old phone without strings. That's Samsung's new plan anyway. The company's Galaxy Easy Reward program lets you hand in that old device, but you don't have to get another one. Right now, the pilot program is underway in France and Korea. Google Messages is bringing back a feature it had taken away, customizable contacts. The texting app will once again let you set a name and photo of your choosing for each of your contacts, so you'll no longer be forced to stick with what's in their Google profile. And finally, Nintendo is going to start selling its Alarmo at U.S. retailers in March. Now, currently, it's only available to those with a Nintendo Switch Online subscription. Among the features of the $99 alarm clock, users can turn it off simply by getting out of bed. I hope this alarm isn't transparent, otherwise I'll sleep right through it. Those are your Tech Bites. I'm Andrew Dimbert. Have a great day.
When bad allergies attack, trust Claritin to keep you in the game. Nothing is proven more powerful for continuous non-drowsy allergy relief. Live Claritin Clear.
We're in a volcano to test Finish Ultimate against tough burnt-on stains. Finish Ultimate breaks them down, cuts grease, and boosts shine for the ultimate clean, even on the toughest stains.
This is Apple Valley News Now. Good Morning Northwest on your side.
Good morning, everyone, and thank you for joining us for Good Morning Northwest. I'm Jessica Jalal.
And I'm Josh Goldberg.
All right, Josh. I was happy that I didn't have to scrape ice off my windshield this morning. I did the day before yesterday, but I mean, are we going to be seeing more of that, like having to scrape it off for like a good 10 minutes?
Well, that only makes one of us because I did have to scrape off.
Oh, you did?
Ice from,
I missed it.
Yeah, so you missed that key time frame. But yeah, we're definitely gonna have more of that weather over the next week. But hey, we got more cash flowing as for our 3-degree.
You got it right?
I got it right again.
Woo!
So for our 3-degree guarantee competition that's sponsored by friends at the Legends Casino and Hotel, I went with forecast high yesterday in Pasco, 42 degrees, and it verified at 43 degrees within the 3-degree threshold. So the jackpot is now all the way up to $400. So that is what's at stake for today. It's the forecast high. I'm going for Pasco, 39 degrees. So if it falls between 36 to 42 degrees, the actual high that is, that means that the current jackpot is going to raise up to $425. But if my forecast goes bust, all 400 smackaroonies could be yours. So to find out how to win those, go to AppleValleyNewsNow.com, click on the contest page, or you could scan the QR code that is currently on your screen. All right, on to Pasco. You're taking a live look at the Dust Devils Stadium, and you can see some of that low-lying haze, you know, and it's sort of an indication that that cloud layer is starting to sort of close in on lower elevations, starting to drop down a little bit. We're starting to see visibility dropping down in places like Hermiston. So to me, that's an indication that maybe today is going to be a little bit gloomier for lower elevations as opposed to yesterday. All right, on to temperatures now as it is cold out there. Like me and Jessica were just talking about, it is an ice scraper kind of morning as we're below freezing, not just in the foothills, but also in the basin and in the valley. So pretty much all of us are going to have either a frosty or a frozen start. And I think all of us need a heavy jacket this morning as you're headed out the front door. I'm personally going to need one all throughout the day. So for today, we'll have highs that'll technically be a couple degrees below average for this time of the year. The best chances of low-lying clouds and fog is going to be in the foothills, but if some of that spreads into the basin and valleys, do not be surprised. I'll have more to say about that as I take you on that zone-by-zone tour of today's forecast, and that's going to be coming up in a few minutes.
Thank you, Josh. Now, Yakima County law enforcement officials said their public safety radio system isn't just outdated, inefficient, and inconvenient, but also a threat to public safety. Our Emily Goodell spoke to Yakima County Sheriff Bob Udell, who says they're one step closer to putting the matter of funding a replacement system before the voters.
The sheriff says the technology that they're wanting to get is something that other agencies started switching over to more than 20 years ago.
The police just want to push the button and talk.
But with the decades-old public safety radio system, it's not that easy. Outdated equipment breaking down, dead spots in coverage across the county.
They may have to transition to a cell phone, and if that's not possible, even to a landline, or move. Actually have to take their physical person to a place where they can get out on their radio.
Sometimes passing messages to other agencies through 911 dispatchers or frantically flipping through channels to find the right one.
Imagine a deputy driving down a country road 8 miles an hour going to a school shooting. There's nothing worse he wants to do but to get to that school, and he's trying to talk, but he's having difficulties because he doesn't know what frequencies the other people are on.
A struggle law enforcement faced responding to a fatal shooting outside Eisenhower High School in 2022.
We had officers from out the valley showing up and trying to come and help, and then trying to find a channel that works for them that everybody can work on. And there we needed multiple channels. We needed a channel for the people at the scene. We needed a channel for the people looking for the suspect.
Costing extra time in cases where any delay could be deadly.
Making sure that that information is timely and quickly disseminated to the officer in the field can mean the difference between life and death or somebody being seriously injured.
That's why the sheriff's office pushing for a digital trunk system to improve coverage and interagency communication. Funded by a proposed 0.2% sales tax like the one passed by Kittitas County last year.
Everybody in the county that buys something, you could be from New York City and you come in here and buy a hamburger, you're going to help us pay for our system because those people also utilize our public safety systems.
The total cost for the county, $35 million over 5 to 7 years. But for the individual taxpayer, 20 cents on a $100 purchase.
It'll be pretty small. Small for the buying a pop at the store, but huge for us. And that's what we're looking for.
Yakima County commissioners will be voting next week on whether or not that proposed sales tax will end up on the April ballot in front of voters. Reporting from the Yakima newsroom, Emily Goodell, Apple Valley News Now.
Thank you, Emily. We go now to an update on Mapton. The city hired Police Chief Steve Araguz back in December, and according to the sheriff's office, without a background check, he was unable to carry a badge and gun. That's until the paperwork came through last week. The sheriff's office is also investigating a complaint made to Washington State Patrol regarding who may have had access to their online criminal system in the 24 hours that Mapton was without any police. That case had no findings, but investigators say they still don't know if the mayor or anyone else accessed physical evidence within the building, which could cause problems later on.
Period of unknown that can cast doubt. And juries are very good. I mean, they'll say, okay, and a lot of that stuff goes away. And if some evidence goes away, a lot of times so is the case.
The next Mapton City Council meeting is set for this Tuesday. That's tonight at 6 p.m. Now, over the weekend, rumors were being spread online claiming that local fire units were being turned away in California for not passing the state's emissions tests. But is this true? Well, Apple Valley News Now is on your side, getting the answers that you need. Our team spoke with Benton County Fire District Number 1, and we found out that the rumors are just that, rumors. Jenna Roberts with BCFD1 says every truck was inspected before being sent to the front lines. And she says the misinformation started only because the trucks are getting mechanical inspections to see if repairs are needed.
One of the things that I want to really emphasize is how grateful we are that CAL FIRE provides that resource to check our trucks before they go into a fire zone. We didn't send a mechanic with our crew. We just sent firefighters. There's always going to be rumors and misinformation. We were aware that our firefighters had gotten through that mechanical inspection.
BCFD1 is reminding everyone to not believe everything that you see on TikTok or other social media outlets. And speaking of our local fire crews in California, we have new video from the crews down there. BCFD1 crews started working 24-hour shifts Saturday morning. They have been assigned to the Palisades fire in the Mandeville Canyon neighborhood. Firefighters are providing structure protection and structure triage. We're told they had a day off on Sunday, but were back at it again yesterday.
Yeah, they're down there. They're working. We had a Type 1 structure fire engine and 4 volunteers. Yeah, they got there Friday night, went right to work.
Also, BCFD1 isn't the only local fire station that's helping. Franklin County Fire District Number 3, as well as Walla Walla County Fire District Number 5, sent firefighters Thursday morning, and we're told they'll be there for at least another week and a half. We'll update you once we know more. Check this out now. Your chance to learn more about the Mid-Columbia Performing Arts Center in Richland is happening this week. So tomorrow evening, the public is invited to learn more about the new Arts Center. This is your opportunity to learn about the vision for the new state-of-the-art Arts Center, also its benefits to the community and how you can play a role in making it a reality. According to officials, every year, Tri-Cities residents spend money traveling to other cities for arts and entertainment, so this new center would help keep those dollars right here.
Well, we have been working for years to advocate for seeing a new performing arts center built here in the Tri-Cities, and that is closer than it has ever been with a pending ballot measure for citizens of Richland coming up in February. And so we thought it would be helpful for those citizens if we met with them a couple of times before that ballot to give them more information.
Again, the community information session is set for this Wednesday, January 15th from 6:30 to 7:30 p.m. It'll be inside the Richland Public Library at the Doris Roberts Gallery. The event is free and open to everyone. Up next on Good Morning Northwest, lawmakers in Olympia have convened for their 69th legislative session. We have a look at what their plans are for the next 100 days, and that's coming up in just a few minutes.
The Kraken face the Pittsburgh Penguins today at 4. Apple Valley News Now.
For 600 different cigars and 125 pipe tobaccos. For every cigar rated 96 and higher by Cigar Aficionado. For 200 accessories including dozens of humidors and fine pipes. It's the educated cigar.
Start 2025 off right with a custom building from Columbia Basin Buildings and Sheds. Cozy up to 10% off custom buildings. Need something right away? Get 20% off all in-stock inventory. It's the perfect time to create the space you've always wanted, with free, fast delivery and quality that'll stand up to the chilliest winter days. Whether it's for storage, hobbies, or just making room for your New Year goals, visit Columbia Basin Buildings and Sheds and Sunnyside Shed Company today.
Swing into Fred's Appliance for our New Year, New Kitchen Super Sale and discover unbeatable deals on the largest selection of in-stock, get-it-today inventory in our region.
This spacious GE French door refrigerator is on sale now for $14.98.
With a large capacity of 27 cubic feet, easily store large or bulk food items with 3 full-width shelves.
Fred's, it's appliances, only appliances.
At Fred's, we sell appliances, only appliances.
Lather, rinse, repeat. It never feels like enough. It's not your products, it's your water. Culligan water softeners prevent damaging hard water buildup, revitalizing your hair and skin. Upgrade your routine with Culligan.
U.S. Cellular has the incredible new iPhone 16 Pro.
The first iPhone built for Apple Intelligence.
Spread the word.
Apple Intelligence is personal, private, and oh so powerful, you dig?
And the all-new camera control will blow you away.
U.S. Cellular has the amazing new iPhone. Also, Doug ate all the office cake.
Show me the tape.
See the tape tonight at 10.
Right now at U.S. Cellular, get the new iPhone 16 Pro on us. No trade-in needed. U.S. Cellular, built for us.
The Y Card, a powerful resource for former Hanford and DOE employees. If you worked in the area and have come down with cancer, lung disease, Parkinson's, or renal failure, you may be eligible for financial compensation and healthcare services. A simple phone call can get the process started. Atomic Home Health. Don't wait. Call today.
I met a cute poodle outside. She said everyone's talking about you and how you work for free.
When you're injured and have the heavy hitter on your team, we win or it's free. Hello? That cute poodle you were talking to wants to have a play date.
Let's go.
Call 853-2222.
Freeze Morgan Guillory Major Crimes.
Where did you get this?
The dollar store. Bingo.
Our killer's name is Dubois.
Did you just Google who's the killer?
No, I did not do that.
Before Dallas and Lee Harvey Oswald, even before his inauguration, one man's plan to kill JFK with a car full of dynamite. Why did it fail? The JFK Conspiracy, this morning on Good Morning America.
From Apple Valley News Now, First Alert Weather with Chief Meteorologist Josh Colberth.
Welcome back to Good Morning Northwest. Let's take you on a zone-by-zone tour of today's forecast, starting off in Kittitas County, where if yesterday's forecast holds true, we'll see fog for much of the day up towards Snoqualmie Pass, but also some of that could trickle down into the Kittitas Valley at some point. It's just kind of a watch and wait kind of scenario that we're in for right now, but these highs going to be up into the 30s and 40s, so another cold day. We're likely going to be down into the 30s up and down the Yakima Valley, 39 for Yakima, 37 in Toppenish. Also could see some low-lying clouds and fog here. It's really going to be the same thing in the lower Columbia Basin. If that inversion layer sets up the way we think, maybe it will, but models have a tough time. And so just like with yesterday's forecast, the setup was conventional wisdom versus what the models were saying. It's going to be the same setup for today. These highs also probably just shy of 40 degrees. And then in the Blue Foothills, highs hovering right around 40 degrees, a little bit warmer up in the Blue Mountains proper, but we will see for lower elevations, if they do see low-lying clouds and fog, the microclimate that's most preferable for that would be the Blue Foothills. Okay, now on to the big picture, what our snowpack is looking like for all of our major basins across the region. You can see about a 10 to 15% surplus for our basins around the Cascades, about a 20 to 40% surplus for our basins around the Blue Mountains. And I'll show you if we have any rain or snow in the forecast to help boost these numbers at all, and that's going to be coming up in a few minutes.
Thank you, Josh. Now, Washington lawmakers in Olympia convened for their 69th legislative session, kicking off the first of 2 years, debating various policies and how to fund them. Albert James is in Olympia with a look at what their plans are for the next 104 days and also what challenges lie ahead.
Pomp and circumstance filled the halls of the legislative building Monday afternoon as lawmakers, lobbyists, and everyday people marked the beginning of the 2-year session.
The Senate will be in order.
In the Senate, Lieutenant Governor Denny Heck urged state senators to take stock of the moment and remember the public trust that's been placed in them.
You are part of a small and important group of people determining important things, trying to do your best to elevate the condition of your neighbors.
On the other side of the Capitol, Democrat Lori Jenkins of Tacoma was elected for her 6th term as Speaker of the House. Addressing the looming $12 billion budget shortfall projected over the next 4 years, the Speaker says the budget is hampered by inflation and more demand for social programs, but lawmakers will need to ensure funding for housing, education, and other priorities that move the state forward.
We'll scrutinize our spending, and we'll look at revenue options that are balanced, fair, and move us toward a less regressive tax structure.
Jenkins also previewed a bumpy road ahead with the federal government, foreseeing fights with the incoming Trump administration over abortion rights, immigration, and LGBTQ+ issues.
We'll continue to be proactive and vigilant, looking for places where the state can step up to protect Washington State's values.
On the other side of the aisle, Minority Leader Drew Stokesbury of Auburn says lawmakers should focus on the Washington that elected them.
Let's let our federal elected officials focus on solving problems in the other Washington, and let's spend 105 days focused on solving problems in this Washington.
Stokesbury says the budget shortfall and other challenges in affordability and safety are due in part to past choices by the legislature. He says lawmakers need to be more careful about how they close the deficit.
And we should think carefully before we enact new taxes that will make life even less affordable. A tax on jobs will mean fewer jobs. A tax on real estate transactions will mean more expensive real estate.
The opening week festivities continue with Governor Jay Inslee giving his final State of the State address on Tuesday before Bob Ferguson is sworn in as Washington's 24th governor on Wednesday. At the state capitol in Olympia, I'm Albert James reporting.
Up next on Good Morning Northwest, Senate confirmation hearings for Trump's cabinet begin today. We have who's set to appear today and more of your top stories coming up in your morning sprint. But first, our chief meteorologist Josh Colbreth will have your full weather forecast. Keep it right here.
Hey babe, what's a 5-letter word that starts with PH and ends with NE?
James, have you tried the 4 free phone flakes?
Dad, 4 free phones.
4 free phones?
Thanks. Choose 4 free phones and 4 lines for $90 a month, no trade-in needed. U.S. Cellular.
Theory of a Dead Man.
I remember the day
Unplugged.
you left for Santa Monica.
Friday, February 28th, 8 p.m., Legends Casino Hotel.
I guess I'll see it around in Medicaid. I'm starting to see.
On sale now at Ticketmaster.com and Legends Gift Shop.
Alive on the manger.
Don't miss Theory of a Dead Man. Unplugged.
Come discover our hand-picked collections at D-Lynn's Boutique. Whether you're shopping for a cozy weekend getaway or a special night out, D-Lynn's Boutique has everything you need to shine this winter. Visit us in-store or online and let us help you wrap the season in style.
Get 3.9% APR on a 2024 Cadillac Lyriq. Visit your Yakima and Tri-Cities Cadillac dealer today.
Hey Raptors, we want to rent these 2 chairs for the winter. We're kind of out on being cold this year.
Glad you dig it here, but this really isn't a vacation rental sort of place.
We hear ya, but what if we put on Raptor suits and then suddenly there are 4 of us? Yeah, we'll be your nieces, Layla and Kinley. I'm Kinley, the Raptor, and I love burgers.
I love it! Triple Play has fun attractions for everyone, including bowling, a ropes course, and many more, all attached to a cozy hotel.
Not so sure we're gonna pull this off.
It's Operation Best Friend every Wednesday morning as we feature lovable pets from area shelters, all wanting forever homes. Operation Best Friend from Apple Valley News Now, As You Wish Real Estate Services, and Cross Country Mortgage.
U.S. Cellular has the incredible new iPhone 16 Pro. The first iPhone built for Apple Intelligence. Spread the word.
And don't forget camera control. It'll blow you away.
Get the new iPhone 16 Pro on us. No trade-in needed. U.S. Cellular, built for us.
Young Sheldon, tonight at 11:05 on Apple Valley News Now.
From Apple Valley News Now, First Alert Weather with Chief Meteorologist Josh Colbreth.
Welcome back to Good Morning Northwest. Right now you're taking a live look at Kennewick. This view coming courtesy of Yakima Federal. And you're starting to see a little bit of that glare in the street lights, which is an indicator that that cloud layer and inversion layer is starting to get a little bit closer to the ground. We are seeing some more reductions in visibility in the Blue Foothills and in the Lower Columbia Basin. So we'll see how this situation progresses throughout the rest of this morning. But where we do have fog actually making it down to the surface, in all likelihood, that would probably just be up in the Cascades and the Blues for now. Speaking of right now, temperatures right now pretty cold out there, 20s and 30s across the map. So pretty much all of us within the viewing area are going to have to maybe break out the ice scraper for this morning. I certainly did this morning in Kennewick. So a little bit later today, highs technically a couple degrees below average for this time of the year as we'll see 30s and 40s. The best chances for clouds and fog today going to be in the Blue Foothills and up in the mountains. But if some of that spills down into the basin or into the valleys, do not be shocked at all. And then for tonight, overnight lows dropping down into the 20s. Once again, we'll have the chance for patchy freezing fog for lower elevations. And of course, more of the same thing up in the Cascades. There will be a little chance of freezing rain once again up in the Cascades from about 4 p.m. to 10 p.m. That's about a less than 10% chance. So I would not be too concerned about that. We'll have little chances for mountain snowfall on Thursday and Friday, not thinking there's going to be too much from that one either. And overall, it's going to be a pretty dry forecast over the next 7 days. High temperatures a little bit above average for Thursday, more seasonal stuff after that, and then sub-seasonal into Sunday and Monday. Sunday morning, Monday morning looking especially cold, as some of those lows could be down to around 10 degrees for the mountains, around 15 degrees for the valleys and basin, down to around 20 degrees for the Blue Foothills. So that is certainly something that we're going to be tracking throughout this week, and we're going to continue to tweak those numbers throughout the course of this week. Here's the 7-day forecast for the Tri-Cities. A bit warmer Thursday and Friday with highs returning to the 40s, but we'll be back down in the 30s by Saturday. In Yakima, low 40s for the end of the work week, but 30s again by Saturday, struggling to make it to freezing for Sunday and Monday. In Ellensburg, slightly milder for Thursday and Friday, then it'll be a chore to make it out of the 20s on Sunday and Monday. For Hermiston, a bit warmer to end the work week with low to mid 40s, but highs will be back down in the 30s by the late weekend. And then in Walla Walla, another foggy and cloudy day for Thursday, maybe some more sun this weekend, and tracking the cold snap into the beginning of next week.
Now, the morning sprint.
Time is now 5:50. It's time for your morning sprint in our 5 o'clock hour. We're starting off with the top 5 local stories that you need to know this morning. Misinformation has been spreading online stating our local fire units are being turned away in California for not passing the state's emissions tests. But after speaking with Benton County Fire District Number 1, they confirmed that is not true. A spokesperson says every truck was inspected before being sent off, saying rumors started because mechanical inspections are being done to see if repairs are needed. BCFD1 is reminding everyone to not believe everything that you see on social media. A father and his 2 sons helped stop a man who pulled a gun out and threatened customers. This happened Sunday at a bar in the Uptown Richland area. Officers say the man is a convicted felon, and when they got to the scene, they found he was carrying a fanny pack with drugs such as fentanyl inside. Officers arrested him, and he's facing multiple charges. The Benton County Sheriff's Office is reminding the public to keep your car locked and to not keep valuables inside. This comes after numerous reports were made in Findlay about items being stolen from people's cars. Deputies are looking for the suspects, and they're also reminding people that it's a good idea to keep your driveway well lit at night. The Yakima Training Center is not open to the public, and according to officials, as of late, people have been driving around barriers to get onto the land. Officials are asking Moxie residents to report any suspicious activity regarding these trespassers, and they're also reminding people that roads in this area were made for all-terrain military vehicles, not your average pickup truck, as trespassers have gotten stuck or even totaled their cars. If you do see something suspicious, contact the Yakima County Sheriff's Office. A new performing arts center in the Tri-Cities is closer to becoming a reality. Tomorrow, you can learn more about the Mid-Columbia Performing Arts Center in Richland. And officials say every year, Tri-Cities residents spend money traveling to other cities for arts and entertainment. So this new center would help keep those dollars here. The event is free and begins tomorrow at the Richland Public Library from 6:30 to 7:30 p.m. In your national headlines this morning, firefighters are battling a new brush fire that erupted in Ventura County, California last night. According to the county fire department, it's currently at 5 acres and evacuation orders have been issued for the area. The Storm Prediction Center has issued an extremely critical fire area for more than 2 million people. Winds are expected to increase and peak during the day today, and at least 24 people have died in these fires so far. Senate confirmation hearings for Trump's cabinet begin today. One of the first will be former Fox News host Pete Hegseth, Trump's pick for Secretary of Defense. He could face questions by the Armed Services Committee about his workplace behavior and treatment of women. Also, Trump's pick for Secretary of Veterans Affairs, former Representative Doug Collins, will appear before the Senate Veterans Affairs Committee. Other hearings this week include South Dakota Governor Kristi Noem, former North Dakota Governor Doug Burgum, Senator Marco Rubio, and Pam Bondi. In your business news, Kohl's is closing 27 stores across more than a dozen states. As of right now, this affects no stores in Washington, but one in Portland, Oregon will close. The closures are expected to be completed by April, and the closures are a small fraction of the more than 1,100 stores and were listed as underperforming. In your health headlines, more than 2,000 cases of great value chicken broth that were sold at Walmart are being recalled. This is over a packaging issue that could lead to spoilage. The recall started in mid-December but was published on the FDA's website last week. The family-sized 48-ounce cartons were sold in aseptic paper cartons in 9 states. They have a best use by date of March 25th of 2026. Flu activity in the U.S. is high, and that's according to data released by the CDC. It also says it's expected to stay that way for weeks. Now, the highest flu activity was seen in the West, Southeast, and the Midwest. Also, flu-related hospitalizations and deaths increased in the week ending on January 4th. In sports news, we have an Apple Valley News Now program reminder. So today at 4, the Seattle Kraken will face off against the Pittsburgh Penguins. Now, because of the game, we will not have our normal newscast at 5, but Austin, Wendy, and Stacy will be here at 7 p.m. with a full hour of news and weather. Again, Kraken at 4, followed by Apple Valley News Now at 7, right here, your TV home of the Seattle Kraken. Trending this morning, reality TV star Heidi Montag's album called Superficial just hit #1 on the iTunes charts, and this comes 15 years after its release.
Why? Well, just days after Montag and her husband Spencer Pratt lost their home in the Palisades fire, Pratt asked supporters on his social media to help them earn money by streaming Montag's song.
And it worked. So Montag's 2010 song and album claimed the iTunes charts yesterday, with Bad Bunny's Debe Tirar Mas Fotos album trailing behind.
Everyone made this happen, Pratt said on his Instagram page. He also said, quote, "You have no idea how much this means. Thank you. Keep streaming it. Keep buying it."
Pratt and Montag, also known as Spidey, were tabloid regulars known for seeking out entertainment opportunities of all kinds, and music was one of Montag's many ventures.
After The Hills aired its final episode in 2010, the couple's fame waned. In the years since, they've turned to social media to keep loyal followers updated on their lives.
Ask and you shall receive. Now, if you do want to help victims, GoFundMe has created a central hub for verified victims, and you can find a link to that up on our website. And up next on Good Morning Northwest, the Kraken take on the Penguins tonight, and the guys are 1-5 in their last 6 games. But coming up in our 6 o'clock hour, Dan Hansen has the good news and the bad news regarding tonight's game.
And it is a cold start out there. Also, we're tracking some low-lying clouds. I'll tell you if that translates to low elevation fog, and that's going to be coming up on the other side of the break.